The M9-GERNSBACK originated from the Full-Metal Panic series. This mech, or should I say, this arm slave, is a type of grunt unit. The GERNSBACK can be seen all throughout the series and even be used by the main character at times. Although sorry if my knowledge of the series is quite rusty since I have not watched the animes since, I don't know, high school? Elementary? It's from way back then, and I haven't watched the recent season just yet. So I apologize if some of my informations are not that accurate. But what is accurate is this kit. It looks amazing and it poses amazing. It's a great model kit with a hefty price. Hello and welcome back for another review, and today we're reviewing the M9-GERNSBACK arm slave from Full Metal Panic. This particular one is the Aggressor Squadron colors, which I am not aware of just yet. It may have shown up on the latest season, but I have not watched it as of right now. Normally these things are colored in several tones of gray, occasionally white, I think. But yeah, the baby blue color scheme is, dare I say, unique and fits pretty well. Not to mention the detail on this suit is really good. Look at this. Look at those details, panel lines. Yeah, they look amazing. But before we go more in depth on the kit, how about let's take a look what's in the box. So I have built this way back then. I was preparing to have it reviewed, but it got pushed back in the back burner because of busy life, customs, stuff like that. So I kind of just put it off for a bit, but now is the best time to review it. First off, we have, well, quite the few runners here and quite the few duplicate parts. We have this. These are duplicate parts that you only really need not that much of. I don't know why they duplicated the runners so much. You can just, I don't know, put as much of it into one runner, but I guess it's them. I don't exactly know the specifics, but they've molded so much parts on duplicate runners, and because of that it drives, look at that, full on shoulders, the head pieces. The only thing that is missing is the mouthpiece, I think. There's the chest, there's the back skirt. Oh my god, there's just so much parts. Now this is purely subjective to anyone, but it does really drive the cost up way too high. Look at this, more torso parts right here. Now you only have one torso. More shield parts, and look at this, the thigh parts and the back part. Now there are also some frame parts right here. I think these are for the arms, and somewhere in here are the waist, I think. It's somewhere in here, and there's an extra thing here that's for holding the accessories, so we'll be talking about that later. Oh, here's the waist part right here. Now these are good extra parts if you broke the original part, if that's what you want to think of it, and it's still a realistic way to think of it. So yeah, mind you that those plastic parts are gonna drive the prices way up. That's why this kit is a bit more hefty than what you might expect, and given its size. But other than that, it's not really that much of a deal. If you really like these arm slaves and their designs, you could sacrifice some dough, since it's really worth it. It's a really good model kit. The details, the part separations, they're really nice. There are some stickers, but not much. This here's the most noticeable part for me. The eye sticker is shiny and green, which is always nice. so I don't really mind that part, and most of its colors are part separated. Really sharp details and really good panel lining opportunities. Let's just check for... there's no really hollow parts. Huh. All of it is fully detailed up. Yeah, it's really good. The proportions are kind of weird for me, but I think I'm just way too normalized on other kinds of proportions. I don't know. It just seems weird to me, but that's the actual design. And I even like the proportions for Armored Core 5th generations. That's personal subject. It's a really good kit, so don't get deterred if you're a really fan. If you're a big fan of Full Metal Panic. Now, how about we talk about the articulation, of which this kit is really good at. It's really great. Let's start with the head. The head moves up that far. Oh, it's double jointed. Moves up that far before it pops off, I think. Moves down that far. Moves side to side and can rotate all the way. And if you could consider this movement, can look down as far as that, but that's how the cockpit opens. This is where the pilots are, and you can see that it's a big hole. That's because this is actually 1/60th scale in canon. So it's really small compared to a mobile suit. So imagine the 1/60th scale RX-78. I think it would just be around the calves. So yeah, there's no pilot figure in this, sadly, but this is a very small mech. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, let's move on to the torso. What we have right here, there's a butterfly joint. I think that's a butterfly joint. It moves from a hinge inside this part, so it can move out for more movement of the arms. That sniper pose. Oh, spoilers. This kit has a sniper. Is gonna help out a lot. For that, there's a ball joint right here. It does everything a ball joint does. Is there movement inside? Let's see. Oh yeah, there's outward movement inside as well. Though it's a bit stiff on mine because I've glued it since it's really loose back then. So the arm is free. There's not much really getting in the way. The shoulder armor shield moves forward and back, and there's a ball joint right in there on the shield itself, so it can move how a ball joint does. It's a bit tight though, that's why it's creaking. There's bicep rotation right here. The double jointed arm, which is really good. This mech is designed for articulation, and that's pretty canon too, since the arm slave itself is very agile. There's a ball joint here on the wrist for the arms, and moving a bit down. Okay, this part, the lower part of this is the most impressive in my opinion. This waist, there's, let's see, all the way back like that. There's a ball joint right in here, another ball joint on here. So, oh wait, are there three? No. There's a hinge, I think, inside this upper part, and then the lower part right here, another ball joint right here, which assists on, oh my god, I forgot how good that ab crunch is. And there's side to side using the ball joint down here. Yeah, you can post this any way you want. And here, yeah, okay, this part is quite annoying. It's a bit annoying since you can't really move the leg a bit more in. It does detract on the posing on the rifle and kneeling poses, but you could manage it somehow since it's very unhindered either way. Look at that. The back skirt hinders it quite a bit, but the backward movement, that's pretty nice still compared to any other high grades. There's forward. There's a mechanism here that goes forward a bit and back. Though I wonder why it's not moving right now. Huh. Oh. No, it's not moving. I guess I've glued it somehow, I think. But there's movement inside the hip. Right here. I've shown you this, right? But let's be sure that it goes up that far. Sadly not entirely the splits, but good enough. These parts are blocking the way, colliding with this part. That knee joint has a double band, slight armor separation, which is really good. And there we go, the double band. Let's take out this leg for a bit. We have right here, focus. It's not focusing. We have right here a big bend on the ankles. That's really good. There's a ball joint, I think, inside. No, these are a series of hinges, huh? Yeah, that's a toe bend. Looks like a flip-flop joint, I think. And here's the back bend. It's a bit weird, but it's not. It doesn't really bother me that much because it still looks natural for some reason. Let's show you. There we go. That's all the way back, all the way forward, side, to side. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, this is a posing machine. It has very low armor that would restrict the waist, and nice spacing, which doesn't make any other armor parts clash to each other. Maybe this, but it doesn't really bother me that much, I guess. What else? If not, I'm looking for more moving parts that I might have missed, but oh yeah, here the shoulder armor moves independently as well. There we go. That's pretty much all of it. So next up are the accessories. Now for the accessories, we do have one right here, the already attached holder for a rifle. SMG, which if you've watched the previous video, link up there, is an SMG. Yeah, it's a submachine gun that you can attach this thing here and make it, well, an assault rifle, I guess. And then you can attach the railing on top just to give it something to hold on to or something, I don't know. And then a grenade launcher right here. So this is a very modular design. You can do whatever you want with it. Make it a bigger rifle or just a smaller submachine gun. Now, you can just slide into the arm like so. Although it's recommended in the instructions to split this part and sandwich the handle inside, but it works fine. It works fine as is, and it holds it pretty well. Yes, that's why I don't really want to sandwich it, because it makes the back plate really loose. Yeah, that sucks. There we go. It holds it pretty well. Just pose it right under the arm, which, well, given the thing's posability, it's not gonna be much of a problem. Right there. Next up is the carbine. Is this carbine? It's an auto cannon, I think. It's not really an assault rifle because I've seen the show, and what I remember, it's not machine gun by any means. It's a freaking cannon that looks like a machine gun. And this thing holds it the same way right here on underarm hold, and can be stored right around the back. Just sliding it in, and there's a pop, and there we go. Weapon storage. Alright, disclaimer, the next one is not complete. I've lost the bipod, but this is the sniper. Now, why is it bent up like this? Because it has a collapsed mode. Now, let's just, there we go. And then pull out this part, position it here, and that's the full sniper rifle, except for the bipod right here. Sorry. It's really good. It really looks cool. Now, how about, let's see how it holds up. Oh, yeah. One problem though, you need a stand for this if you want to pose it correctly, because that feet design is not keeping the weight up. It just slides back. Now, funnily enough, there we go. And here, there we go. It holds it perfectly. Now, let's use that barfly joint to move the arm forward, and let our guy hold the sniper rifle properly. And there we go. The joint here is really useful, and it poses so natural with it. There's still that collapsed feature. Why does it need a collapsed feature? Because it can be stored into the arm sleeve. Now, pull this back and insert it down here. Fold it right here. Normally the bipod has a peg. It doesn't really fold. You need to pull it out and position it to make it look like it's folded up right here, and use this peg right around the back. The instructions tell us to do it like this, but it really clashes with the assault rifle. Well, the cannon, I think, if it's stored like that, so I just prefer it to that. There we go. And if it needs the sniper rifle, it just reaches up right here, grabs it by that, and just reaches for it. And that's pretty much all of the accessories. Actually, I lied. That's not all. I've misplaced some. This anti-tank dagger, it's a really small accessory. You'd think it's a peg or something, or just from a runner, but it's not. It's so small. I lost it the second I cut it off the runner. And this, I don't know where I've put this. I swear it's somewhere in my parts, but I've lost it too. But it's the monomolecular cutter. It has a 2-piece sandwich together sheath, which is very functional. And, well, the big ass freaking knife. Yeah, that's a fully functional sheath, and the big knife that has a saw in the middle. I think that's, if I remember correctly, that's what it is. So yeah, that's it. That's all of the accessories. So much for one mech. And I think that it makes it worth it. More worth it, I mean. If not already, for the design, for the details, for the part separation, and for the engineering overall. So, final thoughts on the arm slave. Even though the price is quite hefty, there's a ton of leftover plastic, although that's very subjective, since I myself love the fact that it has so much leftover plastic, since I do some customs myself, kit bashing, but that's besides the point right now. For casual builders, the leftover plastic is a nuisance, I would guess, or it might get them into kit bashing as well, which is really good. But it does drive up the price really high. Scratch that, it's not that high. It's not higher than I would expect. But yeah, for the engineering, for the amount of accessories, for how modular this particular accessory is, I would say it's pretty worth it. Just sacrifice a few bits of a few bits here and there, just for the expense of this guy, and everything fell. I think I'm dragging this out. All in all, it's a bit more expensive than what you're used to, but if you're a really big fan, it's a big recommendation. If you're trying to get into, it's still a big recommendation. If you want something besides a Gundam, 30-minute missions are a good option for cheap kits, but if it's pure engineering, pure details, and just overall badass mech design, this is a good recommendation as well. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and well, see you next time. Bye bye.